Hey there, I'm Rhiow, and let's yap about the new Otome-ish game, Project Silent Whispers. I opened Twitter this morning, and one of the artists that I follow, Riri, had posted how you could now find them at this, and then left a link to this new game called Project Silent Whispers. Now, I'd been hearing about a Love and Deepspace competitor for a while now, but every time I tried to dig into it, the only thing that I could ever find was information about new visual novels that were coming out, which I love me a good visual novel. Don't get me wrong on that, but those aren't competitors to lads. So when Riri, who mostly posts about Love and Deepspace, said that you can now find them there, I was curious, so I clicked the link and I followed along. Now, I'm gonna be fully honest. When I first clicked the trailer, I immediately cringed. What do you mean this is one of their main love interests? That's just a knockoff Silas from Love and Deepspace. Look, they even have him standing high above. He has wing imagery. He has white hair. He has the same jawline. He has the big bad boy vibes. And there's Xavier combined with Zane. What even is this? A time loop? Okay, past love lives, that's all coming into play for sure. This is just a lad's ripoff. But then I stopped myself and I watched it again. Not just for the content, but I thought, hey, this is potentially another game that I could add to my roster of pretty men dating simulators. And I read a little bit about it. And I saw the words keep cropping up open world. I was like, okay. So I went to go do their pre-reg, and it gave me three options of what platform I would like to play it on: iOS, Android, and PC. Now wait a minute. Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean this game is open world and on PC? Don't get me wrong, I love Love and Deepspace, but the most open world we're gonna get out of that one is the housing system, and the way that whole thing lags to hell, I don't even open it anymore. And for some reason, they refuse to port it to PC, despite the growing storage space needs. Plus, it's another game for women that's not a cozy farming sim. So I dug in a bit more. I watched the trailer again, and I watched the tech demo, and I read the article that came out from IGN about it as well. So here's where I'm going to stop comparing it to lads, though, because the comparisons aren't fair. The tech demo is astounding. It looks like the company is really taking advantage of the Unreal Engine 5 in terms of lighting and in terms of the way the textures play with each other. Like, I don't know how they're gonna make this work on mobile platforms. This looks to be PC or console only, in my opinion. Especially once you get down into the idea that this is also supposed to be an open world game. Yes, I'm gonna repeat it because it bears repeating: open world game. The IGN article, which is definitely a paid actor here, let's be real, calls the game a personalized, high stakes, adventurous romance story. If they can deliver on that, I'm gonna be that meme of Fry saying, "Take all my money." Now, so far from what I can glean from the information that's out there and the trailers, the story beats that we have so far don't look to be super in-depth, but time will tell. Quite literally. The underlying narrative is a time loop in which we're supposed to bet everything to secure a chance for the next you. In the trailer, they also mention that the game has begun, along with some article from the game that calls us, specifically, players. My theory is that the time loop is some game set in place by cosmic beings, but those that win get their freedom or something similar. Either that or we're sucked into some cyberspace reality, and that's the time loop. That's what the Fading Light survival guide seems to imply, anyways, that we chose to enter this time loop slash game. I was never really good at figuring out these storyline hooks and whatnot, so you'll have to forgive me if my theory crafting is kind of bleh. One thing's very clear from the trailer, though. It's definitely some sort of competition slash game, and the main goal is to shatter the time loop. Now, character-wise, we have Silas's little brother, the overly intense Alaric.
Struggle. This is your destiny.
I know, I promise not to do another lads comparison, but come on! I even put it in my feedback on the survey they gave me that it was way too close to Silas's in looks. Hilariously, if we're going to compare the two, Alaric's Twitter bio says that he doesn't like darkness. Oh, and he's Phoenix coded. Look, fire everywhere and fire wings. Dragon, Phoenix. Yeah, we're headcanoning that he's Silas's little possibly adopted brother. Otherwise, we're never gonna get out of these trenches. We can meme about it. It's fine. Theron, the next character, is a werewolf.
Wait for me.
And he's big about keeping the inner beast caged. And he kind of sounds like he's supposed to be your opponent or your hunter, though the article does allude to him also being a bodyguard. He's kind of giving me Jacob from Twilight vibes, which I really hope not, because as much as I love my shifter men, Twilight wasn't for me. I do also find it hilarious that he doesn't like to be restrained in his Twitter bio, but every other image that they have of him in the trailer is him either restrained or collared. Lastly, we have Valen, who is the softer of the three with pink hair.
I'd stay in this place forever. If it meant you never had to bleed again.
He's got ice powers, though he doesn't seem to have any sort of animal aspect. He's very much the innocent one of the three, and he is also very, I would lay my life down for you forever and always coded. He's not my type, but I'm sure he's somebody's Prince Charming. It does look like, however, that it's possible that the men actually know each other in this game, or know of each other canonically. The trailer shows the red car that's driven by Alaric in the same shot as the blue motorcycle that's driven by Theron. Now, this could just be for the trailer, it might not be anything actually relevant, but hey, if they're alluding to it, I'm allowed to theorycraft on it, and that might be an interesting twist. All in all, I'm excited. I'm hyped. Do I have some reservations? Sure. Though I meme on it, the fact that they're definitely capitalizing on Silas from Love and Deepspace is incredibly evident. I wish they tweaked the Alaric physical characteristics a lot more. And though the tech demo looks gorgeous, I also worry that they managed to slide generative AI in there somewhere in their dev pipeline. It's becoming more and more of a thing, and it's becoming harder and harder to actually suss out. I also worry that, as far as we can tell at this moment in time, it looks like there's only men on the writing team, which historically, men writing romance for women doesn't usually hit the same emotional beats as women writing romance for women. So, until we find out more information about that, about whether there are actually women on the writing team or whatnot, that's going to continue to be a concern, and obviously, until we see the writing itself play out. And then there's always, of course, the concern of how much of a gotcha game is this game gonna be? What are they going to sucker our wallets for? But in the end, I'm still hyped because it does give us some wins. It gives us, as I said earlier, another game for women that's not a dress-up game or a farming sim. It also hopes to look to breed a new gaming genre with a blend of romance and action in an open world, which is a big win for me. Please, please, please work out. Please be good. And also it gives lads some competition, which is sorely needed. Competition breeds invention and it pushes you to be better. I love Love and Deepspace, but it's not without its own issues. And a lot of those issues keep getting ignored because it's the biggest, if not the only, 3D Otome game out there right now. So what do you think about Project Silent Whispers? I've heard a lot of criticisms ranging from the style is too stiff to it's too much of a lad spinoff to I don't think the writing is going to be any good, but I want to hear your opinions too. Are you going to play it or no? Leave me a comment down below. I'll catch you again sometime in the future. Have a good one, everybody.